I feel like there was something else I was going to talk about. See? This is a potential Nidusworm location. Robo, on spot. Yeah. Anyways. Port Prism is out. It is leaving empty-handed, so... What else does he have? He has some gateways. He might warp in some sentries, pick them back up, and then go force through the ramp. He might just be looking to do some zealot drops. There's no Dark Shrine or Storm, obviously. It's not even a Twilight. Oh, never mind. This is an all-in. Remember what I said about Protoss just all-inning you randomly because... Okay, why is the Protoss all-inning? Where is he supposed to take a third on this map? If he takes his third here... Yeah, see? Zealots. He takes his third here. The Colossus walks over the ledge, and it can defend this pathway, but what if the Zerg comes in from two pathways? Like, he can defend this third, but it is hard. He needs time to get two Colossi out. So what does he have to do? Well, he has to go for an all-in or semi-all-in in order to buy himself time for the Colossus. Okay, alternatively, what else can he do? He can take his third over here. But then his army is either going to be positioned at his natural and defend the natural, and then, or it's going to be positioned at the third and defend the third, and there are two possible locations that can be hit. So what's his solution to the problem? Well, I'm going to get a ton of gateways, which will give me a ton of warp-in potential, which means I can kill your third, and then I can go take my third, or I can continue with my pressure. So, it's semi-all-in. Like, basically, he set himself up, so he must do damage. And this is what people complain about. And it's just kind of like, well... You asked them to do this. Now, it's not entirely so. He could have tried. Like, in theory, he could have walled this off first, and then taken his third. That would have been awkward, but it was doable. Like, the wall would have bought him time for counter-aggression, but... And, I mean, like, Sue is a macroing player, so it's not like Sue is guaranteed... Like, if you take your third against Sue, you're running a 50-50 chance of him, trying to kill your third, or trying to, just go up to 5 bases. Oh, man. It's just the way he thinks. Anyways, Zess is gonna come back, now that his Blink and +2 have finished. There is no Immortals with this, but I don't think it's going to matter. Like, he had the Robo, but he's just gonna rely on Blink and good force fields. He has 2 high ground spotters, as well as a mobile pylon, which we call a Warp Prism. He knows the army is coming. His observer spotted it, so he's not doing anything too risky. He also knows that the army has split itself up. This observer is very critical. He's going to blink to pick off some roaches. those are not long for this world. Loses no stoppers for that, so a little bit of shield damage and some minor hull damage. Not a big deal for 5 roaches. That's definitely a favorable trade. And he's going to come around from this side, and I think what he wants to do is pick off some drones and then blink into the main. Actually, he has 3 high ground spotters. And then he'll probably pick up the sentries and force field the ramp. The roaches are in position, but I think that was the idea. Instead, he's going to try and kill this third again, I think. That would have been brilliant, though. Kind of one of those things that is just like, well, now what? He expends a blink, so he cannot blink for a couple seconds longer. And, I mean, just look at those force fields. Lings are going to come in from the back, and that's going to complicate matters. There are a lot of stalkers here, but there's only these sentries, so if he doesn't defend this properly, he's not going to be happy with himself. Where does Warp Prism go? There it is. Does not save the sentry before it dies, but that's okay. His Protoss army is pretty big. And it's getting much bigger. Ooh, I don't think he wanted this positioning. This is a full surround from the... Okay, there's the blink into the main. And he picks up his sentries. And now he's going to force field the ramp. Force field, ramp, come on! You can do it! There you go. And yeah, this is probably game over. I mean, yes, there is a macro hatch here, which is good, but there's no like Nidus Worm or something like that. So wow, Nidus Worm is a really good response to something like this. I never realized that until just now. Because, I mean, it completely negates force fields at that point. I mean, this type of force fielding. And yeah, that's GG. Anyways, that concludes this game. And I guess we'll have more for you next week. We'll finish up my series against my cousin, as well as this series between Zest and Sue. And yeah.
Right.
Standings.
Alright, the number 1 Protoss at the moment, rank 3 with 2,975 points, is CJ Emphasis Hero, beaten by Maru in the 2nd place slot at 3,750 points, and defeating Parting in the 4th place slot at 2,625 points. The current number 1 Team Acer player is MMA at rank 18 with 1,000 points flat, beating Super at rank 19 with 9,750 points, and being beaten by 4GG at the rank 17 slot with 1,025 points. The current number 1 Foreigner is Bunny at rank 22, managing 50 points, tied with both Showtime and BBO.
Okay, well, Showtime is also a foreigner.
Well, I guess those two are both, yes. Okay.
Basically, the reason why that happened is because both Showtime and Bunny got to the round of 8, beat their opponent, proceeded to the round of 4, and died. Where they met Koreans. Oh man. Yeah, so like Bunny versus Snoot was considered, so I actually kind of wonder if it lists Bunny over Showtime, because Bunny and Snoot have been like consistently these are the best two foreigners, and Bunny has always kind of been in Snoot's shadow for the last year. I remember when like people were just starting to talk about Bunny, like he's a good practice partner, but he just hasn't gotten the results. It was kind of funny looking back on it all now. But with his win over Snoot, and then taking a game off of Polt, maybe 2, I don't remember, but it was kind of one of those wow moments. And yeah, unfortunately he ran into Polt, so I mean, it's Polt. What can you do? Anyways, we'll see you guys next week, and bye.